Welcome into the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. It is a Wednesday. That means only one thing. It's time now for supernatural news and Parashare. And with that, I need to bring in a co-host or co-hostess. Hey, you could be one or the other. I'm gonna put you in suspense here for exactly 1 second. It's a co-hostess. Look at that. See what I did there? Mm-hmm. And judging on what I hear in the background, that can mean only one thing. It is our queen of the paranormal. It is our mistress of the macabre in Michigan. It is the one and only Mallie Fox. Hi, Mallie. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It sounds like you're still struggling there, darling.
I am. Yeah. The stuff won't leave my lungs.
Uh-oh. You know what that means?
What?
We're going to have to send one of those doctors from the strip club over to try and clear you up.
I need a gunk exorcism.
A gunk exorcism?
Yeah, get this gunk out.
Oh, dear God.
Be gone.
Does Johnny Zaffis do that? We're going to have to get a hold of him and figure that out.
I know you do exorcisms, but do you do the green gunk exorcisms?
Yeah. Do you get Slimer out of Allie's lungs?
Yep.
I'll have to call him after the show and see. I'm not sure. A gunk exorcism. I'll have to look that one up.
Be gone.
Be gone, gunk.
Yep.
The power of Mucinex compels
exactly.
you.
Vitamin C
compels you. Have you tried the Mucinex? Is that a...
Yeah, I'm doing that. And then the what's that stuff called? The vitamin C stuff, the Emergency.
Oh, Emergency, yeah.
Yeah, doing that and doing just the stuff you squirt up your nose and just all the stuff.
Yeah. No such luck.
Doing everything. No. So trying to sweat it out. Just everything. It's just in there. It's
Not
fighting
good.
for its life. It's holding on to the walls. Not leaving.
Jeez.
Yep.
Not good. Not good, my friend. Not good.
It's getting better. It's just still holding on.
Well, we'll have people send out those prayers and energy to you and see if we can't get it out that way.
Thank you.
Yeah. We'll put up there you go, folks. Put up a little prayer and healing for Mallie, and we'll try and get it out that way. Mm-hmm. If not, we'll have Mr. Fox bring over the fire hose from the firehouse, and we'll do it that way. There's got to be a way.
Like I said, it's. I'm getting better. It's just taking its sweet time.
Yeah.
So
that'll happen. That's for sure. Well, Mallie, today's edition of Supernatural News and Fire Hose is the. Did I say fire hose?
Yes.
Oh my God! Supernatural News and Parashare. What am I talking about? Good Lord! It's like someone took over my body and said fire hose. I've had a long day already. Supernatural News and Parashare is all about the pain in our asteroid edition.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we'll talk asteroids today, and the ones that are hurtling towards us, and what we think about them. We got that on tap today. Also, in our AI edition, we'll one of our listeners sent in. Was this from our listener, or is this something I found? The ultimate collision between man and robot in our AI edition today. And food is involved, Mallie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do like food.
I think you're going to like this story.
Okay.
Yeah. It all went down in LA, so we'll tell you about that. We got lots of paranormal stuff to talk about today. We're going to talk about not only a ghost festival that took place over the last month in August and September. We're also going to tell you about some ghost hunters that got awarded $2.8 million after a man shot at them in Texas. Oh. That's on the docket today. We've got that to talk about as well. Did you all survive the rapture? I think most of us did.
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah, I think we're all still here. We'll recap the rapture today. That's on tap. And could changing our clocks actually cause us some sort of deadly brain condition?
You mean like daylight savings time?
Yeah, is
Changing the clocks?
Yeah, is daylight savings
Oh.
time dangerous to our brains?
Okay.
That's something we'll look at today as well. And let me see here. The final story I have here today, our palate cleanser is Get Along Little Doggy. That's
Doggy or donkey?
Doggy. Get along, little doggy. That's how I can tease it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our palate cleanser for today. But first, let's get along with interstellar news and just talk about the pain in our asteroid, shall we, Mel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Scientists will mull over a plan to blow up a moon-bound asteroid with a nuke. That's right, we're nuking outer space, Mallie. This is why we formed Space Force.
Just blowing up stuff left and right.
We're blowing shit up, kid.
Mm-hmm. That's what we like to do, just blow it up.
That's right. If you got an asteroid in space, load up the nukes, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like maybe we're doing something bad?
By wanting to blow up stuff?
With a nuke?
Yeah, a nuke might not be good.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Did we weigh other options?
I don't think we did. I think when they said, an asteroid's coming at the moon, I think the first thing out of the mouth was, blow that shit up with a nuke.
Because this sounds like my little brother, like what he would say.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It seems like a little brother thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. An asteroid that once posed a risk to the Earth may now be headed straight for the moon instead. Earlier this year, concerns were raised that a fast-approaching space rock known as Asteroid 2024 YR4, it's a great name if you can get it, was determined to have a 1 in 83 chance of colliding with the Earth in 2032. So it's a ways off. But not that far off.
Mm-mm.
As the days and weeks went on, the odds of a collision seemed to keep increasing, and at one point were as high as 1 in 32. Now, that's not enormous, but sufficient enough to raise eyebrows. Fortunately, though, once better observations of the object were made, the odds were ultimately revised down to the point of irrelevance, with just a 0.001% chance of striking the Earth. That would seem to have been the end of it. But more recently, astronomers analyzing the asteroid would have determined that it now has not. This is a confusing statement. That it now has not.
Is it the way like the punctuation is? So
it is, yeah.
Reading funny.
That it now has a not insignificant chance of colliding with the moon instead. That makes no sense. As things stand, there is thought to be a 3.8% chance that it could hit the moon. So with a 3.8% chance that it could hit the moon, we're still going to load up nukes and aim them at the moon. This might not seem to be our problem, but if this did actually happen, it might mess up our own manned space program, especially with any efforts to land humans or build a base on the moon, and could even shower the Earth with micrometeoroids. Oh, I see. So they're saying if this asteroid hits the moon, causes a major shattering of the moon, we're going to get hit with micro pieces of the moon that will get through our atmosphere and actually hit our Earth.
Okay.
So no good, no bueno. We need to get rid of this asteroid instead. As a result, scientists at NASA have published a new study proposing various different missions designed to stop the space rock from ever hitting our nearest neighbor. One option would be to slam something into it to deflect its trajectory, while another would involve basically destroying it, potentially even using nuclear weapons to do the deed. Whatever option is chosen, a reconnaissance mission would likely be needed to ascertain the object's precise weight and size so that any attempt to stop it could be adjusted accordingly. Of course, the chances of hitting the moon at all are still very small, but it doesn't harm but it doesn't harm to be prepared for all eventualities. That is not a good sentence. Again, I didn't write it. At the very least, it could be considered a dry run for a scenario in which an asteroid might threaten our own planet in the future, necessitating such a mission for our very survival. I get it. It's a nice way to do a dry run in case this whole thing happens to be threatening our Earth. But at the same time, we've never measured what kind of radiation we'd be unleashing out in space, whether it would blow back at us, right? I don't know. Thoughts, Mel?
I think that they weren't thinking about the consequences. They just wanted to blow things up.
I think so too. I think this is one big science experiment for them. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if we really must, I guess we must. But
but it's like a 0.00003% or something like that.
If that to hit the Earth, it's a 3.8% chance that it could even hit the moon. So it's a minute chance that it'll even hit the moon. But yet they're still loading up and getting ready. In other asteroid news, we have that other one, that big one that people think may even be aliens. An unusual new 3I Atlas discovery suggests the interstellar comet is anomalously massive. Boy, I wish a special lady in my life would look at me and say, you're anomalously massive. But, you know, I have no idea what anomalously massive means.
I don't even know if I can. That's kind of a tongue twister. Anonymously massive.
Yeah, there you go. See, you got it.
Syllables.
Anomalously massive. That's it. That is hard to say, isn't it? Anomalously massive.
Especially in the moment. You are anonymously massive.
Not anomalously. It's no. See, you got me confused. It's anomalously massive.
Right.
No, you had said.
Oh, I added another
you added,
syllable, didn't I?
Yeah. Anomalously massive.
Anomalously massive.
Yeah, you had it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Anomalously massive. You say if
the word of the day, kids.
That's right. You put too many syllables in it, it sounds like you're drunk, right? You're like,
well, I probably would be.
Well, yeah, right. In order to say that to somebody, you'd have to be a little schnocker.
Yeah. They'd be like, what?
I'm what again? You're anomalously
massive.
Right. The mysterious comet 3I Atlas appears to be extremely large. Why not just say extremely large instead of anonymously massive?
Yeah. Like, damn, boy, you big.
There.
Thank you.
See there. That's how you put it. Right? Making it orders of magnitude more massive than two other confirmed interstellar objects observed in our solar system in years past. That according to a new study. Based on a new analysis of the most precise tracking data collected on the object since its discovery in July, the interstellar comet appears to be, here it is again, Mel, anomalously massive. That's in quotes. Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody just fell in love with the thesaurus last night and decided to find a word for it. A finding that raises new questions regarding our expectations about interstellar objects that occasionally traverse our solar system. The research was detailed in a new paper by Richard Coletti, Peter Ver, and Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb, which places new limits on one object's apparent non-gravitational acceleration and overall mass. The new findings are largely consistent with existing upper estimates for the unusual space object size, with some recent observations suggesting it could be up to 3 miles long. That is anonymously massive.
Ouch.
Yeah. More than 4 months of optical measurements collected on 3I Atlas, compiled by the Minor Planet Center, were used by the team for their analysis, which compared 3I Atlas's position to the trajectory that would be expected based on gravity alone. Based on their results, the team found almost no measurable deviation from a gravitational path, which seems to point to the fact that the interstellar comet is experiencing some degree of non-gravitational acceleration, albeit a negligible amount. This finding would also seem to suggest that the object's nucleus must possess a minimum diameter of roughly 5 kilometers, similar more than 3 miles, which makes it several orders of magnitude more massive than the first 2 known interstellar objects of Oumuamua and Borisov. If you remember, Oumuamua was that big thing that was floating in the sky quite a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Between May and September, more than 4,000 astrometric measurements related to the motion of 3I Atlas were collected from 227 observatories around the world. Based on that data, an upper limit on non-gravitational acceleration for the interstellar comet could be calculated, which was less than 15 meters per day squared. I don't know how to measure that. According to the team's study, this finding, with consideration for the principle of momentum conservation, suggests that gas jets produced on the surface of the object as it continues to be warmed by heat from the sun should result in a measurable push. Based on current observations, however, the lack of detectable deviation exhibited by the object appears to imply that 3I Atlas is quite massive. Well, thank you for noticing. just saying. So we know this thing is big, right?
Mm-hmm.
Avi Loeb told the debrief that the fact that 3I Atlas appears to be much more massive than the first confirmed interstellar object of Oumuamua makes it very unusual, especially when considering astronomers' expectations about the limited amount of rocky material that should proliferate throughout interstellar space. He said we should have detected an order of, 100,000 Oumuamuas before discovering an object as big as 3I Atlas. He told the debrief, pointing to a paper he published in July, which initially suggested that 3I Atlas was either smaller or perhaps rarer than it looked. Loeb's July paper, he explains, shows that we should have found such an object less than 1 per 10,000 years. Although he and his colleagues placed new constraints on the object's size in their recent paper, the latest observations offer few additional clues about the interstellar object's composition than what could be gleaned during earlier observations by NASA's James Webb Telescope and SphereX's Infrared Space Observatory. Okay, so it's big.
Mm-hmm.
It's just massive.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Okay, so it's huge. But here's the thing. So, Travis and I are going back and forth on text this last week.
Okay.
And he's trying to tell me this thing's a spaceship and it's aliens. But if the thing is supposedly 3 miles long, what kind of aliens do you have on it? That's what I want to know. And how many aliens do you have on it if it's 3 miles long? I mean, that's a lot of alien.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's 3 miles big, is this a ship full of aliens trying to resettle on a planet? Is this like an entire civilization that just decided to get the hell out of their solar system?
Mm-hmm.
And they're taking a ride to our solar system and taking over our planet? Or is it just a comet? Which I think it's just a comet. That's just me. Mm-hmm. But, who am I? And again, this article is calling it a comet for what it is, because I think some people have gotten a really good look at it and said, you know what, it's a comet. I don't know, Mal. What do you think? Comet or spaceship? You think the aliens are coming?
I would think it probably is a comet.
Yeah. I agree. But Travis is ready for aliens. He's loaded up and ready.
Well, we'll be going to his house if it is an alien invasion.
I think so, right?
And we'll say, you were right, Travis. Please forgive us.
Yep.
And let us in.
Yeah, he's got the bug out bags ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I've got bug out bags.
Do you?
Yep.
Well, I'm coming to your house because, Well, no, actually, Travis is closer. So no,
Yeah, he's a little bit closer.
yeah, I should probably go to his house. Yeah. But yeah, he's all set. I don't doubt that. Well, I don't doubt it's a comet, though. I mean, something that massive. I mean, Oumuamua, Avi Loeb thought Oumuamua was an alien spaceship, too. He thought it was it had a huge sail on it, and they were all coming, and turns out that was just an asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is just a comet. A big comet. It's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a comet. I hate to disappoint people. I hate to be that guy, right? But
yeah, you're the want guy.
I am. But it's a comet. An object was seen over Europe in 2022. So you may say to me, so Tim? Well, it could be a UFO, according to an ex-investigator. And that ex-investigator was on News Nation this past week. A former UK Ministry of Defense UFO investigator says the mysterious heat signature spotted by the U.S. military over Europe in 2022 could be a UFO. It is interesting, of course, that's what the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office unit, the lead now for UFOs, released this batch of videos, and pretty much all of them said resolved as balloon. And this one wasn't, Nick Pope told Elizabeth Vargas Reports in a Wednesday appearance on News Nation. We simply haven't got enough data about it. We don't know how far it is from the camera. We don't know what speed it is doing. Some of these things literally turn out to be birds or insects, but it's probably not a balloon, added Nick Pope. The Pentagon said findings released Monday by the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, showed it recently solved several UFO mysteries, but one of the UAPs spotted couldn't be identified. The AARO said that the footage, and this is a quote, depicts an apparent heat signature with characteristics consistent with those of a physical object and cannot determine whether the observed signature originates from a physical source, either as a thermal emission or a thermal reflection, or other source, such as a heat differential in the environment or sensor display error. Pope thinks these kinds of things, or kinds of findings of an unresolved case, are interesting. However, they're also potentially a distraction. I mean, we're always looking, I suppose, for a smoking gun, Pope went on to say, a video where you really would take this beyond speculation, but with the best will in the world, and even though it is an interesting video, it's just basically a blob moving around, he went on to say, and it's not going to tell you much without all the data. The news of the unresolved UAP comes several weeks after the House Oversight Committee held a hearing on UAPs, government disclosure, and protection for whistleblowers, whose allegations include that the government has access to crashed extraterrestrial craft. During the hearing, officials unveiled new footage appearing to show a Hellfire missile failing to destroy an unidentified orb. Pope said the footage was a fascinating find, but the government and the Pentagon need to be concrete about what the object was. I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. We really need a definite statement from the Pentagon saying what this is, because there's all sorts of theories floating around on the internet, he went on to acknowledge. I agree. You know, initially when you watch that footage, Mallie, it's shocking because you're like, what in the hell is that? Why did it break apart? And why is it still all flying together? Seemingly after that Hellfire missile hit that thing and skipped off of it. You know, it's an alarming visual to sit and watch.
But I'm surprised I still haven't heard much about it, though. Like, that was the first time I heard about it was when you brought it up to me, and I haven't heard about it since then.
It did get swept under the rug, didn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it got its due that night after we went on and talked about it. That next night, there was kind of a blurb on the evening news about it, and then nothing. A big nothing burger. Like it got its play in the national news, And it's almost like, well, if we don't have anything more about it, let's not dig into it, right? Let's not, I don't, I've worked in media for 35 years. And I've worked in a lot of newsrooms, and I can't tell you what the agenda is on this deal. I just can't, Mel. Every sense I have says there's got to be somebody there that wants to chase the story. I know of people that want to chase the story and have chased the story. I just can't tell you who it is that's stopping the story from being developed. Because there's somebody there putting a halt on it and not giving more information. There's definitely more information behind it. Somebody had to file a report. Somebody knows more. They're just not talking. But somebody's giving you just enough information on this deal to wet your whistle and wanting you to know more. Why, I don't know. Right?
So weird.
And a lot of these hearings that are going on right now in Capitol Hill are just enough to tease you that they're going to tell you more, but we haven't heard from abductees. We haven't talked about some of the more juicier things about UFOs, like USOs. We've talked about UFOs flying over water, sure. Representative Tim Burchett, like we talked about last week, has been talking about alien civilizations and living in water or living near water. We haven't talked about ancient aliens. We haven't talked about the Egyptian pyramids. We haven't talked about any of this stuff that, we haven't really gone down the rabbit hole. Congress really hasn't gone down the rabbit hole. We haven't talked about cattle mutilations. We haven't talked about any of the stuff that really could get Congress in deep, because they're playing this surface game right now of, well, see something, say something, right? You tell us. You think you've seen something, you tell us. You tell us what it is. That's a really old game. It's a really old game of, well, we don't necessarily want to deal with it. You deal with it. You tell us what you think you see. We'll gather the information, and then we'll let it sit on a shelf somewhere. It's a distraction game. And it ends up a whole lot of nothing, And you may say, well, Tim's a distraction from what? From everything going on in government right now, right? There's a whole lot of things that aren't being addressed. I'm not going to tell you what it is that's not being addressed. I'll let you fill in the blank. This isn't a political show. But there's a lot of things that aren't being addressed right now. But that's one thing. It's a little bit of candy for the masses, right? Something that'll keep your attention. Something that may keep your attention here, Mal. The Artemis 2 manned lunar mission is set to launch in February of next year. So, man on the moon, some people say for the first time.
I know. Yeah.
What is your belief on that?
I don't know. I think that they went to the moon.
See,
I hope that they went to the moon.
I truly want to believe they did too. There's been a whole rash on the internet lately, on social media, of we never went to the moon videos. That it was all filmed on a soundstage. This is why. Here's the proof.
Yep.
There are no stars in the background.
The way the flag is.
That's right.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The fact that Neil Armstrong has said certain things in public that kind of tipped off that maybe things didn't go down the way that they said. But Armstrong never came out with an admission before he died. It never happened. I don't know. I think it's going to die with the people that went to the moon or went to the soundstage, one or the other. But so, Travis did send me something. I want to bring this up before, because somebody had gone off online and I threw it right back at him and I went, so? It was a statement by somebody who said, I think it was Travis, or was it was either that or it was another friend of mine. Maybe it was Angel who sent it to me. Angel might have sent this to me and it was my friend Angel who sent it to me. Angel listens to the show here. And it had to do with a statement. I think Angel said he has a friend who believes that the moon landing never happened, right?
Okay.
And the idea being that, again, everything we just cited, soundstage, Armstrong made certain statements. And let me see if I can find, as I banter here, the one statement that, was it Sean Duffy said recently? It might have been Sean Duffy. And it was kind of a double-sided statement that could be taken the wrong way. And it was taken the wrong way by Angel's friend.
Okay.
And the minute he said it, I looked at it and I went, so I could see where this would be taken wrong by a conspiracy theorist. But this is not what you think, right? I mean, if you're a conspiracy theorist, here it is. I got it right here. Okay. Angel says, speaking of skepticism, he says, my conservative friend sent me this as proof we didn't go to the moon. Okay, so here it is. And I'm going to play it over my microphone.
This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon, and we're going to have humans in low Earth orbit. That is awesome. Like, we should, as humanity, take a brief moment to go, that's awesome. One of the things that we most asked for and look forward to is we are going to do a crew conference between Integrity and the International Space Station, the crew that's up there. And I will tell you, our friends that are on Crew 11 and our friends that are getting ready to launch on Crew 12 are arm wrestling between the station and home to see who gets to be in space when they talk. Like, they're as fired up as we are, and I did not expect that. This is the first
okay,
time
so do you hear? First of all, did you hear the statement that would throw people off, where he says this is the first time, and it's at the very beginning here. I don't know if I can rewind it or not. Yeah, I can.
This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon, and we're going to have humans in low Earth orbit.
Oh,
awesome.
Okay.
That's where it is right there. This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon and have humans in lower orbit. That's what's throwing everybody off. First time we have humans on the moon. No. And humans in lower orbit. In other words,
right.
It's a joint mission.
At the same time.
Right, at the same time. It's a joint mission. Don't get it twisted, folks.
Right.
It's humans in two different orbits. It's not, okay, so this is the first time you've ever landed on the moon. That proves that it was all on a soundstage. No. That's not it. It's the first time it's been a joint mission, lower Earth orbit and on the moon. Okay? just relax. Just relax. Mm-hmm. Duffy's not admitting to anything. It's not what this is. It's completely the fact that they're doing a different type of mission here. Okay, so with that, a crew of 4 astronauts will embark on a 10-day trip around the moon at the beginning of next year. It's finally happening more than 50 years after the last human set foot on the lunar surface. NASA's Artemis program is finally about to send astronauts back to the moon. While Artemis 2 won't actually land on the surface, that will be the next mission after this one. The flight will see a crew of 4 astronauts spend over a week in space to test out all the technology. We together have a front row seat to history, said NASA's acting deputy associate administrator, Lakeisha Hawkins. The launch window could open as early as the 5th of February, but we want to emphasize that safety is our top priority. The astronauts going on the mission will be NASA's Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, and Christina Cook, as well as Jeremy Hansen of the Canadian Space Agency. They will be the first humans to venture beyond near-Earth orbit since 1972. They're going at least 5,000 nautical miles past the moon, which is much higher than previous missions have gone, said lead Artemis II flight director Jeff Radigan. If successful, Artemis II will pave the way for Artemis III, the actual manned moon landing, which would take place sometime before the end of the decade, which is exciting stuff. Now, again, people may say, well, why are we going to the moon if we've already been there before? Well, it's been almost 60 years since we've been there. And plus, someone's got to take care of Mallie's place.
Yeah, my property check on it.
That's right. So, no one's mowed the lawn.
Mm-hmm. Check my mail.
Yeah, no one's checked your mail. So, someone's got to do that, Mal.
Mm-hmm.
Lord knows you aren't doing it.
I know. Someone's probably already done eminent domain.
That's right.
Isn't that what it's called?
They filed
because
eminent domain.
I haven't been there forever.
Yeah. On your property up there?
Yeah, they're squatting.
You've got squatters on your property up there?
Yeah, I've already lost it.
Yeah. No. That's what happens when you leave it alone for all that time.
I know. Yeah,
it's horrible. Oh, well. All right, I got a story here about an odd story. We do stories all the time about Area 51, the fact that you shouldn't go past the fence, you shouldn't jump over the fence, you probably shouldn't run onto any of the property near Area 51. But a gunman was shot by officers outside of Area 51 last week.
Idiot. You think they'd learn by now? You
would think. You shouldn't probably bring a gun with you near Area 51 because chances are they're going to pop off a few rounds at you, right?
Mm-hmm.
The man reportedly opened fire at the main gate to the Nellis Air Force Base around 80 miles from Groom Lake. That's also not a good move either.
Yeah.
According to the reports, the incident, which occurred around 12:30 a.m. on Wednesday, began when the man approached the base and fired several rounds towards the main gate. When security officers approached him, he then aimed his gun at them. Okay, bad move, bad form. Right?
No matter where you're at, your gun.
Yeah. You want to stay alive. Don't point the bang bang at the officers.
Yeah.
They fire back, especially at Area 51. He ended up being shot in the leg before being taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. While investigations were being carried out, the main entrance was closed and an alternative entrance was open to enable traffic to enter and exit the facility unimpeded. It remains unclear why the man was there or why he had fired his gun at the gate. Police have assured members of the public that there's no further threat. Situated near Las Vegas, Nellis Air Force Base plays host to air combat training exercises and has also been linked to the development of government black projects and UFO lore. It is around 80 miles from Area 51, which is itself part of the Nevada Test and Training Range. The whole region has been the center of UFO-related conspiracy theories for decades. I would love to get this guy's story just to see why he ran up to Nellis Air Force Base with the gun and went bang, bang.
I know. What the heck was he thinking?
I don't know, but it couldn't have been good. You just, to get in the mind of somebody, right?
He's lucky they just aimed for his legs.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's their warning shot, right? Because they have the things on the fence that say, that it will be a fatal shot. They'll shoot to kill. So you're right. He's lucky he got one in the leg, and it was non-fatal. That was literally the warning shot. The next one was going to be in the heart or the head. So, to think that was the warning shot, he's probably not going to walk straight ever again. I know that much. All right, our next story, 58 years on, the Shag Harbor UFO incident continues to intrigue. The incident involved sightings of an unidentified object followed by an extensive search and rescue operation, on October 4th of 1967. Multiple witnesses reported a strange spectacle. Yeah, I said that right. I feel like I'm out of body today, Mallie. What's wrong with me?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm
like your words aren't matching your brain. Like it's just kind of.
Yeah, like
Ooh.
I don't know. It's bizarre. A mysterious object had seemingly descended from the sky a short distance from Shag Harbor, a small fishing village situated along the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia. The object, described by some as rectangular in shape with 4 bright lights, one at each corner, was also seen from Air Canada Flight 305, as well by other witnesses in the general area. The plane's captain and first officer had reported seeing a rectangular object that maintained a parallel course for several miles before being engulfed by 2 silent explosions. According to witnesses and reports, the object was last seen entering the water off Shag Harbor, with some witnesses claiming to have seen it floating on the surface for a short time before sinking. A concerted search and rescue operation was undertaken involving the police, the Coast Guard, multiple civilian fishing vessels, and even Canadian Navy divers. Ultimately, no trace of the object was ever found. So what could the object have been? Well, it could have been an alien visitor, a top-secret aircraft that went wrong, or something else. What it was, well, we may never know for sure. But Shag Harbor, 58 years ago, this week. Kind of cool. And finally, before we go to break, Lockheed Martin has unveiled an advanced stealth combat drone called Vectis. Let me show you a little picture of it here, Mallie. This is what it looks like. To me, it looks like an SR-71 Blackbird, like a stealth plane, which I can see this thing getting shot down everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely looks like the SR-71 Blackbird. It definitely looks like a stealth plane. The defense giant has revealed what it describes as a Group 5 variable and lethal collaborative combat aircraft. It was unveiled this week at the Air Force Association's conference in National Harbor, Maryland. Vectis is a state-of-the-art stealth drone designed to work seamlessly with existing systems. Vectis is the culmination of our expertise in complex systems integration, advanced fighter development, and autonomy, said Lockheed Martin General Manager O.J. Sanchez. We're not simply building a new platform, we're creating a new paradigm for air power based on a highly capable, customizable, and affordable agile drone framework, he went on to say. According to the press release, the new drone will be capable of executing precision strike, ISR targeting, electronic warfare, and offensive and defensive counter-air missions. It could also be used alongside not crude as in crude and rude, but crude as in actual crewed aircraft, such as the F-35. In an unusual move, Lockheed Martin has indicated that it will have the new drone developed, built, and tested within just 2 years, way quicker than it would normally have been expected. Such an accelerated timescale may be reflective of current global tensions, in particular with regard to Russia's war in Ukraine and the possible threat of a conflict involving China. As the future of air power takes shape, Skunkworks is charting a critical path with Vectis to unlock new integrated capabilities at an ultra-competitive speed and price point, Lockheed wrote. So you may say, Tim, what's this got to do with, the price of Skunkworks in China? Well, it's got to do with this. This thing, this cute little drone you're seeing, may be confused with a UFO when you look up in the sky.
Oh, really?
It definitely looks like a triangle UFO when you look at it. Take a look at it again. The way it sits, when you look up from the bottom.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Will look like a triangle shape depending on how big it is and how fast it flies. May look like, especially if it hovers, you may mistake it for a triangle UFO. So the world of drones is now interfering with the world of UFOs. I don't know. It's, again, I think a lot of what we see in the sky is man-made.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree.
Spies and warfare and all that other stuff. I think we're getting a lot more man-made stuff in our skies that we're not understanding. So, all right, with that, we're going to take our break. When we come back, man versus machine and all over food delivery. It's in our AI section today, Mallie. We'll talk to you about that war coming up next. Ghost hunters are awarded $2.8 million after a man shot at them in Texas. We'll tell you why investigating is a dangerous game, although it could be fruitful for you.
Apparently.
Yeah, we'll talk to you about that when we come back. Did you survive the rapture? Well, if you're listening to this, chances are yes. We'll do a recap on the rapture coming up in the program today. Are there really secret government records on Amelia Earhart? We'll talk about that as well today. And our palate cleanser. Giddy up, little doggy. That's okay. the only clue I can give you on that. It's all coming up next on Supernatural News and Parashare. By the way, we do need your Parashare stories. Send them in. 1, by sending in an old-fashioned email to tim@darknessradio.com. 2, go to the website, darknessradioshow.com. There's a little blue button on the right-hand side. You can leave us a voice note. It's real easy to do. Just click on that blue button. You have 2 minutes to give us your story. If you need more time, click on the blue button again. Send another 2-minute continuation of your story. Keep clicking that blue button. If you need an extra 2 minutes, rinse and repeat. I'll stitch it all together, play it here on the show. 3, if you have a studio like the one you're seeing me in right here, record a videogram and send it to us, telling us your story. We'll air it here on the program. You got 3 ways to send us your Parashare story. We'd love to hear from you. We want to hear your stories about ghosts, about aliens, or about your interaction with cryptids. So please send them in to us. We'd love to hear from you. All right, when we come back, are you a ghost hunter that's been shot at? Are you a guy who's had a war with a food delivery robot? Or get along, little doggy. It's coming up next, right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. Right over there, my co-hostess with the mostest, Mallie Fox. Hi, Mallie.
Hello.
Shall we just rip the Band-Aid off and get going?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it, shall we?
Yeah.
It's time to talk AI. By the way, do you use ChatGPT at all?
Nope.
I haven't really used it much either. I mean, I use AI to do the graphics for this segment of our show every week, which I have a little bit of fun with, making graphics. It's got me thinking, though, because I did make a graphic, or tried to make a graphic of myself.
Okay.
For the birthday edition of Supernatural News. It didn't make a very good version of me.
Oh.
But an interesting person's come along, a person of authority, and he's refused to authorize an AI version of himself. Pope Leo refuses to authorize an AI pope and has declared the technology an empty cold shell that will do great damage to what humanity is about.
I kind of like where he's going with this. I think people are going to abuse it and we're going to get in trouble.
I think so too. Pope Leo XIV has rejected the idea of an AI pope, saying in an interview with biographer Eloise Allen that if there's anybody who should not be represented by an avatar, I would say the Pope is high on the list. There's a lot of virtual Jesuses and all this other stuff that people are offering online in case you need to talk to somebody famous in history. You've got apps that'll do that. I think that's what he's referring to. Pope Leo, who is forthright about his views on the new technology, also said that he's been asked for his authorization to create an AI pope. Who would go to the Pope and ask him before he's gone for an AI pope when you can go to the real deal and get the scoop?
People are strange.
I know. Someone recently asked authorization to create an artificial me so that anybody could sign into this website and have a personal audience with the Pope, said the pontiff. This artificial intelligence Pope would give them answers to their questions. And I said, I'm not going to authorize that. Way to go, Pope Leo. Pope Leo has previously said that he chose the name Leo partially as a tribute to Pope Leo III, the 19th century Pope, best known for Rerum Novarum, which is a treatise on the exploitation of the working class during the Industrial Revolution. In one of his first addresses to cardinals, Pope Leo said AI is another industrial revolution. In this latest interview, the Pope returns to the theme of human rights and dignity. If we automate the whole world and only a few people have the means with which to more than just survive, but to live well, have meaningful lives, there's a big problem, a huge problem coming down the line, said Pope Leo. The Holy Father worries about extreme rich people who are investing in artificial intelligence, but totally ignoring the value of human beings and of humanity. He adds, if the church doesn't speak up, or if someone doesn't speak up about that, but the church certainly needs to be one of those voices here, the danger is that the digital world will go its own way, and we will become pawns or left by the wayside. The Pope says he's not against progress or new technology, but basically doesn't like the way things are going. I think to lose that relationship will leave science as an empty, cold shell that will do great damage to what humanity is about. And the human heart will be lost in the midst of the technological development as things are going right now. Pope Leo is clearly up for the fight against big tech, and his remarks echo some of his previous statements. I particularly enjoy when he called AI a threat to human dignity, justice, and labor, it says here in the article that the person wrote. The author says, heck, he even seems to like Pokemon. I'm not going to convert anytime soon, but I'm certainly listening, says the author. It's kind of their sidebar, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But interesting that the Pope isn't a big fan of an AI Pope.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was kind of a cute article. Although, wouldn't it be funny if he was like, I like an AI, let's make it an AI Pope. That'd be kind of funny to have two popes at the same time. And then they could pope off. You know what I mean?
Pope off. I did see this thing where a guy, he said that they're having issues in India with AI because people are thinking that it's like real celebrities. They're having a hard time differentiating reality from AI.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, like, especially if you're older, the older generation and stuff, they're having a harder time. So people are thinking like this is the real celebrity getting in touch with the person. So anyway, yeah. So they're saying in the future, it's going to be even harder for people to know what's real and what's not real.
I'm seeing ads now online where people are using the likeness and the voice of certain celebrities to endorse their products. Mm-hmm. And it's really hard to tell. I mean, the deepfakes are so good. It's really hard to tell that it's not them.
Yeah.
And it's scary, boy, I'll tell you. I mean, at first you got to go, there's no way that such and such a celebrity would be endorsing this product, this low line product, right?
Yep.
Like there's no way Brad Pitt does dick pill commercials online. You know, I mean, you're just like, there's just no way that this happens. But it's so convincing that you go, but wait a minute, maybe Brad Pitt does have ED, you know?
Yeah.
But but you're like, I don't think so. But you get like Sofia Vergara doing a commercial for something on social media and you go, but is that really her? Mm-hmm. And you got to think to yourself, you're like, no, this is definitely AI, right? And you're starting to look for different things like lack of shadows and stuff like that. But you're like, man, some of these deepfakes are so good.
Right.
They're just so good.
But it's like, do you really want to invest all that time to go, okay, is it real or is it not real? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to spend a half an hour trying to figure out if it's real or not, or do you want to spend a minute just watching it?
Most of the time, you pretty much know in the first 20 seconds that you see it that that's not real. But at first, it throws you back. You're like, really? Right? I think one of the ones I saw, it was like Ice Cube endorsing something, and Ice Cube doesn't endorse much. It's like, you know, St. Ides liquor and something else is like his major endorsements. But I saw Ice Cube endorsing it was something outrageous. Again, I think it was like a male fertility product, which is what threw me off. I was like, what? So I had to watch it for a second. I'm like, there's no way this is real, right?
Yeah.
And then you realize that it's AI, and you're just like, but again, it blows your mind, right?
Because the two actresses that keep coming, that I keep seeing is Scarlett Johansson and Margot Robbie. They keep popping up on my stuff.
Margot Robbie. Yep. That's and that one gets me too. I keep seeing the Margot Robbie one. And I'm like, there's no way she's endorsing stuff. I mean, just, you know, way too big. And you never see her endorsing things on television.
Correct.
So why would she be endorsing things on the internet? Yeah, that's for sure. All right. Meanwhile, Mal, here's the story I can't wait to bring to you.
Okay.
I'm going to show you the picture of our combatants here. Here they are. Oh, here we go. Here's our combatants.
Okay.
The story here has to do with a delivery robot colliding with a disabled man on an LA street. I think pretty equally challenged. I mean, not, you know what I mean, challenged,
Right.
but, you know, I mean, you know. The aftermath is getting ugly on the streets of LA. A Southern California man with cerebral palsy used his iPhone to record his frustration as a delivery robot continuously swerved into the path of his mobility scooter before suddenly braking, resulting in a bot-on-chair collision. He had no clue the explosive impact the video would have. Mark Cheney, a disability advocate, said he shared the video of the September 12th collision in West Hollywood to raise awareness about challenges faced by people with disabilities and hold the company accountable for the robot's behavior. I told you AI was evil. You guys didn't believe me. Less than 2 weeks later, it had received more than 26 million views on TikTok and Instagram combined, generating fierce backlash against the company that created the bot, as well as hateful attacks against Cheney. Are you kidding me? People were hating on the disabled guy? How can you hate on him? Serve Robotics has drawn criticism for the behavior of the robot and the danger posed to people using scooters or wheelchairs. The collision took place within days of another incident when a Serve robot was recorded blocking the pathway of an activated LA Fire Department truck in Hollywood. Cheney, for his part, has been accused of staging the... I think we froze there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, let me mark the time here.
We froze after you said that they were getting angry at him.
Okay. So we froze after I said they're getting angry at him?
Yeah, like a minute ago.
Okay.
When he was getting threatened, when he was getting threats.
Okay. Threats.
Because you said that he,
Okay.
there were a lot of there were a lot of people upset about the robot, and then he was getting people were upset with him.
Okay.
With the guy with cerebral palsy.
Okay. Serve Robotics has drawn criticism for the behavior. Oh wait, no, I should count it down here. Okay. Serve Robotics has drawn criticism for the behavior of the robot and the danger posed to people using scooters or wheelchairs. The collision took place within days of another incident where a Serve robot was recorded blocking the pathway of an activated LA Fire Department truck in Hollywood. Cheney, for his part, has been accused of staging the incident for the sake of a lawsuit.
No, he didn't
What?
stage it. I've seen videos where they like fall over or they get stuck trying to get on a curb and people are like picking them up and moving them.
Yeah.
So it's not him.
No.
It's those robots.
No. Some online commenters have declared themselves Team Robot. Oh, come on. While others have made disparaging remarks about his disability.
Shame on them.
Right. That's horrible. There's been a lot of online hate, which is expected when you go viral, he said. But, you know, the death threats are not great. People are threatening this man's life.
Oh, that's bad karma.
Despite the attacks, he stands by his decision to speak out, saying it is important that the company be held accountable for its design and works to ensure people with disabilities can safely share the pavement with delivery robots. Oh, my God. Now I want to run them over with my scooter, the robots. I just want to go on a mission to run robots over with my scooter. The way that it moved, it just seemed really intentional, he said. Everywhere that I moved, it blocks. And then it literally went across the sidewalk to cut me off. Oh, that is horrible. Serve Robotics said in a statement that its robots are designed and tested to safely navigate around mobility devices such as wheelchairs and to avoid being an impediment to people with disabilities. We regret when we do not live up to that, the company stated. After examining the incident, we learned that our safety system is designed to predict pedestrian intentions and yield right-of-way instead cause the robot to impede their way, the company stated. So is it saying its wiring was crossed?
That's what it kind of sounds like.
Within moments, the robot came to a full stop in response to sensing a pedestrian in close proximity, which is considered its fail-safe state. So yeah, it's saying its wiring is crossed.
Mm-hmm.
The full stop caused Cheney to slam into the robot as he was accelerating in an effort to navigate around it. He said his chair had been malfunctioning since the collision. The company stated that it is continuously working to improve the robot's navigational skills and would be implementing improvements in response to this incident. Cheney said he would continue to use his platform to advocate for people with disabilities, even though the response to the video had been disturbing and draining. I'm on the robot side, reads a comment with more than 2,900 likes on a video of the incident shared by KTLA News. Man collides, in parentheses, on purpose with delivery robot, adds another comment with more than 1,800 likes on the same post. Come on. He's in the wrong here and may be looking for a payout, reads a third comment with more than 1,600 likes. Cheney has pushed back with the accusations that he is seeking money for the video. He said, I didn't do this to sue someone. I just wanted to get from one place to another on a public space safely and unimpeded. He said he was especially aggravated by the robot's behavior because he was already experiencing a lot of pain that day due to medical issues. Cheney uses crutches to walk short distances and his mobility scooter to travel longer distances because of his cerebral palsy. The comments on Cheney's TikTok account have, for the most part, been more sympathetic to him. There, many people have focused criticism on the company. Taxpayers pay for those sidewalks, a comment with more than 7,300 likes reads. They shouldn't be getting used by corporations to make money while impeding foot traffic. Now that I agree on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pay a delivery person to get in a vehicle and deliver your food. That seems, and that way you're stimulating the economy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Post the company's name so they're held accountable. A comment with more than 4,400 likes reads. Cheney said he asked the company to create an accessibility council to try and address concerns about how their robots interact with people with mobility challenges. I think this is really important for the future of AI in the disability landscape, he said. This presents an opportunity to really tackle a problem head on and make some positive changes. Food service delivery robots were first sighted on LA's sidewalks in late 2018 when companies like Serve started to operate their devices. They became more popular during the pandemic as people took advantage of the human contact-free delivery service. Currently, multiple companies such as Serve, Coco, and Starship operate robots in various parts of Metro LA with plans for more bots underway. So if you're disabled in LA, look out. That's all I got to say. Mm-hmm. All right, Mallie, let's move on.
Okie doke.
Let me ask you this much. You're an investigator and a good one at that.
Oh, thanks.
But if you had to...
I like your butt.
But if you had to go out strapped and make sure that you didn't get shot, would you still take it up?
Probably not.
Well, some ghost hunters out in Texas did get awarded $2.8 million because they had been shot at.
But were they trespassing, though? Because we know a lot of investigators that trespass. Well, we don't personally know them, but you hear of people that are doing it illegally.
They're
trespassing. So were they shot at because they were doing it the wrong way?
Well, let's find out. The incident, which occurred back in 2020, saw the group, consisting of 7 young adults who were teenagers at the time, venture out in the hope of locating the Devil's Lagoon, which is a local legend. Legend goes that when you go out there at night, for whatever, that you can hear like the trots of a carriage like over the water, said Slade Gutierrez, who was one of the group members. Things took a rather sinister turn, however, when they came across a man parked in his vehicle on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. It sounds like it's open territory.
Okay.
We were going down the road and we came up on a parked vehicle on the side of the road and he waved us down, said Arturo Joseph Saez, who was another of the group. Then out of nowhere, the man pointed a gun at their 2 vehicles and started shooting. Terrified, the group quickly made their escape, having been fortunate enough to avoid being hit by the bullets. I was terrified, said Slade. It was probably the most terrified I've ever been in my life. I don't think I've ever felt that kind of terror, that kind of emotion in general. It was so intense. Now, 5 years on, a civil court has ordered the culprit to pay the group $2.8 million in damage. The shooting happened on El Toro Road, which is a public road, and it's a county road, said Ryan Solis, who is the boys' attorney. And there was no evidence that they had been trespassing, that they had been stealing anything, destroying crops, shooting animals, nothing at all. That's what's so wild about it. There was really no justification whatsoever for the shooting. So the boys are in the clear.
Okay.
$2.8 million. I don't know. In this case, I would think, if they were trespassing, it'd be one thing.
Right.
Just sounds like the guy who did the shooting was a little unhinged.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Mel. It's becoming a weird world, isn't it? I mean, you've got kids who are getting shot at because they did ding-dong ditch at somebody's door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's scary.
I mean, there's
because we grew up doing that.
yeah, right. But I mean, beyond that, it's just people are quick to pull a trigger these days. So yeah, but I mean, hey, these ghost hunters came away with $2.8 million. Whether they get paid that or not, that's a whole nother deal.
Right.
I mean, they got.
And then how
judgment.
much did they spend legal fees too, though?
Right.
I mean, it was 5 years ago.
Whether they collected is a whole nother deal.
Mm-hmm.
But they got the judgment.
Right.
So, let me tell you about another paranormal investigator who has a brand new book out. It's called Living Life Haunted. Renowned paranormal investigator Bill Slevin returns to Florida Horror Fest with a just published eye-opening book. When world-renowned paranormal investigator Bill Slevin, Ph.D., arrives at Florida Horror Fest on September 28th in Fort Myers, well, that would have been this past weekend, he didn't arrive empty-handed. After a 36-year career investigating otherworldly phenomena, he finally wrote a book. Amid the fun of Horror Fest, the actors Paul T. Taylor from Hellraiser Judgment and Lenora Scelfo from Scream, a musician, Dr. Chud, former drummer from the Misfits, the cosplay costume contest, panels, and vendors, Slevin brought a touch of sobriety. He discussed his book, Living Life Haunted, and his real-life grapplings with entries from the other side that were recounted in it. The beginning of the book goes like this. He says, "This is my life, raw, unfiltered, and at times terrifying. For over 3 decades, I've walked into the darkest corners of the unknown, dedicating my life helping people tormented by things most can't begin to understand. This journey has been, or never been, about fame or entertainment. It has always been about truth, suffering, healing, and the search for answers in a world most people never see and many choose to deny. Every unexplained phenomena, chilling moment, and cry for help was lived and felt by me, and I continue to carry these with me every single day. These are not twisted tales for drama's sake or inflated for the spotlight. They are experiences and memories that are forever etched into my soul." So begins Living Life Haunted, which is a most intriguing journey, sometimes harrowing, sometimes humorous, some often chilling, and always fascinating, of a man who has felt chosen to explore, uncover, and explain, and even enter into battle with the unseen. It's part autobiography, part description of events and experiences, and part expose of misunderstood and or deceptive practices within his field. The book is sure to create controversy as well as curiosity, but Slevin has pulled no punches when it comes to applying accuracy and evidence to determine whether a particular situation is paranormal or not. He even discloses cases you would swear were hauntings, but the phenomena had natural, explicable causes. He says the book took him about 3 years to write, back and forth, changing it, figuring out what to put in it because it's an autobiography. Slevin told that to Florida Weekly. With 36 years in the field, he said he struggled with what should have been put in there, and he didn't want it to be just a book of his cases because that's not what the intention was. He said the 2 primary goals of the book were to describe what it's really like to be a paranormal investigator and to explain what his journey was like to get there. The book is available now, and it's at all your finer booksellers. Again, the book is called Living Life Haunted, A True Journey of the Paranormal, and it's by Bill Slevin, PhD. So there you go.
Cool.
All right. Let's tell you about a festival that took place recently from August to September, and it's kind of a different festival. It is called the Hungry Ghost Festival. It took place at a cemetery in Sapor. It was at a cemetery. The Hungry Ghost Festival is more than a ritual. It's a reminder of the importance of responsibility and compassion. As dusk settled over the Lim Chu Kang Chinese Cemetery, incense smoke. Oh my gosh. That was a word. Incense smoke curled around weathered tombstones, carrying the faint scent of burnt offerings. By nightfall, music and light spilled into the darkness as a Getai show, a lively mix of song, dance, and comedy, came alive deep in the cemetery where the living kept the dead company. The Hungry Ghost Festival ran from August 23rd to September 21st of this year and was rooted in the belief that the gates of hell open on the 7th lunar month, allowing spirits to return to the living world. The spirit realm is often seen as a place of suffering, home to those without proper burials or forgotten by their families. The festival gives the living a chance to honor those souls and remind them that they are not alone. Now, during the festival, Taoists and Buddhists observe customary practices of preparing food offerings and burning material items such as paper houses and hell notes in burners that dot roadsides, as well as putting on Getai shows in residential neighborhoods. Temples often go further by burning paper effigies of deities. The Straits Times visited Ki Ying Dian Temple in Woodlands to observe its celebrations for the Hungry Ghost Festival. At the heart of the temple's observance was the festival was Mr. Ivan E., who is 56 years old and manages the temple in Woodlands 11 with 20 to 30 volunteers, most of them relatives and friends. For Mr. E., the highlight of King Yi Dian in their temple celebration was the Getai show. For the past 4 years, he and his volunteers have made it their mission to bring both prayers and performances to Lim Chu Kang's Chinese cemetery grounds. He had to secure a permit from the National Environment Agency to secure the event and could proceed safely and within regulations. Most of the preparations took place on September 12th, which was the day of the show. At the temple, volunteers moved quickly to load supplies and pack 600 food offerings for the spirits to take to the cemetery. So the dead got 600 pieces of food?
Kind of sounds like it.
I want to be dead in that country, that's for sure. When the team finally arrived at the cemetery, their work shifted from preparation to transformation. I'm going to show you a picture here, Mallie. Take a look at this. Okay. That's preparation just for the dead.
Okay.
Take a look at that.
It just shows you that they respect the dead.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty cool picture. I want to know what's in the bowls, though. Now, maybe
What's in the bowls? What's in the bowls?
What's in the bowls? It looks really good. Candles were lit around the ritual site, a gesture of remembrance. In front of a mountain of incense, the offerings were carefully arranged under the guidance of the spirit medium, Mr. E's 35-year-old son, Yi Hong. He channeled the Black Impermanence, or Hai Wu Chan in Mandarin, a deity in Chinese folk religion believed to escort souls to the underworld. In a trance-like state, the medium acted as a vessel, allowing the deity to communicate instructions for preparing and conducting prayers for the wandering spirits. He says, not everyone is blessed from birth, and that includes not only the living, but also the lost souls and children who return in the 7th month. I believe our actions help us cultivate virtue. By dusk, there was an anticipation in the air as the living gathered to pray, and symbolically, so did the dead. Under a wash of colorful lights, Getai performers took the stage, belting out Mandarin ballads and Hokkien classics that carried through the darkness. Seated before the stage, Mr. E. Yai Hong, the spirit medium, drank liquor and smoked as he watched the performance, pausing at times to whisper song requests to temple assistants. So there's karaoke evidently at this. Temple devotees stepped up one after another, singing and dancing late into the night. For many young Singaporeans, the Hungry Ghost Festival is mostly about roadside offerings, void deck rituals, and Getai shows. Few have seen it in the quiet expanse of the cemetery, where the focus is less on public spectacle and more on responsibility, feeding and caring for unseen souls, and reminding the living to show compassion beyond themselves. This is why younger volunteers like 30-year-old Lin Shifeng, an assistant to the spirit medium, have been helping at the temple since its founding in 2021. She said to me, the Hungry Ghost Festival is a reminder to respect and care for the unseen spirits around us, while also showing gratitude to our ancestors. It's a he, not she. To me, the Hungry Ghost Festival is a reminder to respect and care for the unseen spirits around us, while also showing gratitude to our ancestors. Participating in the offering and rituals is a way to honor and keep the memory alive, and that keeps me going, said Mr. Lin. It was the devotion of volunteers like him, preparing food, hauling equipment, and arranging incense offerings that kept the festival alive and meaningful. Midway through the performance, the music faded as the crowd gathered near the offerings. Paper houses and cars and stacks of Joss paper currency were placed in a metal burner and consumed by flames. Wisps of ash rose skyward, carrying the offerings to the waiting spirits, while the flames of cast a glow over the gravestones. For a few hours, the dead were honored and the living came together in remembrance. What matters most is knowing your purpose, to build virtue and leave the cemetery in peace. There's no need for recognition or reward. If your deeds are meaningful, both the people and the spirits will see them, said the younger Mr. E. Kind of an interesting little festival.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. With that, I want to remind you guys, before we move on to our next story, that if you're interested in festivals like this, if you want to travel and see the world, our friends at Mysterious Adventures Tours have 2 tours that you can partake in coming up on Halloween. It's not too late. I know we're at the beginning of October, and you may think, Tim, I don't know. It is such short time. I don't know that I can be ready for this stuff. If you have your passport and you're ready to travel, you can go to Romania for Halloween with Dacre Stoker. You can party at Dracula's Castle for Halloween. You can split that into payments. You can also go with Brian J. Cano to Ireland for the Puka Festival, where it all started. You can do those 2 trips, and you can check it out at darknessradioshow.com in the events section. Click on the link and get more information. So if you want to check out a festival during Halloween, the Puka Festival is perfect. Or you can go to Dracula's Castle and check out everything about Romania over 12 days. And you can enjoy some of these different traditions. So there you go. All right. We're all still here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me pinch myself. Yep, I survived the rapture.
Yep.
Does that mean I'm bad?
No.
No? You would think it would mean I'm bad or good. I'm not sure how that washes out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm reading this according to this article, and it says, we're sorry. You're one of the leftovers.
You're passed over.
Yep, I'm passed over. According to TikTok, now, okay, if we're judging by TikTok, then we're all screwed. Right. Self-styled prophets and prognosticators decided that last Tuesday, September 23rd, was the day of the rapture. Why is it TikTok decided that the rapture was September 23rd? Let me tell you why. Supposedly, according to TikTok, Jesus was coming back September 23rd, 2025, and he was going to elevate all the true believers to heaven where their eternal rewards awaited them. It says, you probably have a lot of questions. Don't worry, we do too. As best anyone can tell, the idea that the rapture would hit on September 23rd seems to stem from a proclamation by Joshua, is this Malekala? A person occasionally identified as a pastor who self-identifies as a simple person. He rejects the titles like apostle, pastor, and bishop, but does accept believer, if you're so inclined. Whatever you want to call him, he seems to be the source of the rapture date, which stems from a dream he had. So we're going by one person's dream as to why we're either here or not here.
Jeez Louise.
Molecular, I don't know how he pronounces his name. In his telling, he's had a vision of Christ for years in his dreams, but one vision in 2018 really stuck with him. Now, in it, he says Jesus visited him and said his plans, or that he plans to come and take my church on the 23rd and 24th of September 2025. Christ also told him there will be no World Cup in 2026. If that's the worst thing, then please, Jesus, come take soccer. I'm begging you, take it away from this planet. Take FIFA away. I beg of you. If you got that, Lord, I'll go to church every Sunday. If you'll take FIFA away, please. That's all I ask. Which adds up, if the rapture ends up being real, which it didn't, there won't be many folks left to play. Well, guess what? We're all still here. I don't know one person who disappeared on the rapture. Do you?
No, I was trying to think, but nope. Everyone's still here.
I think this guy's full of shit.
Yep.
I'm just calling it.
He probably just wants views.
Yeah.
He's probably making money off of the views.
Do you think he went and hid for a while just to make people think that he disappeared?
Oh, I'm sure. And then he's going to come back and he's going to have an excuse and blah, blah, blah.
He's going to say, yay, it was great. I hung out with Jesus and we played soccer. We had popsicles.
Mm-hmm.
He held one out for me, one for him, just like this. See what I'm doing on the video? It's a sacrilegious joke. So that seems to be the origin of the whole thing. A guy who had a dream about the World Cup won't happen because Christ is returning. This molecular, whatever his name is, reiterated this on a September 9th episode of his show, which everybody should boycott now because the guy is a fraud, which racked up, believe it or not, Mallie, nearly 500,000 views and might be responsible for a theory gaining steam online. So here we go. We're going to make up a bullshit theory so people will tune into us.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mal. I want you to make up a bullshit theory and I'll make one up too.
Oh, goodness gracious. A theory.
Just off the top of your head. Any paranormal theory you want.
I can't think right now. I'm so full of drugs.
Let me start.
Okay.
And you could follow my lead. Are you ready? Okay, the great and wise Tim says that aliens will land on the White House lawn and shake hands with President Trump on December 15th of this year. And we will form a great galactic government with the U.S. leading with the Great Galactic Command. And we will take over the universe together. And we will make the galaxy great again. It will happen. So saith I.
So saith I.
Mark my words. You got anything?
I proclaim that there will be a portal that opens and that we humans can go back and forth like spirits and we can travel, and I have no freaking clue.
I liked where you're going with it. Yeah. And this will happen when, Mallie?
We will go January 26, 2027.
January 26, 2027, we shall be able to travel between the realms between heaven and here. We shall be able to travel as easily as you travel between towns. So saith Mallie Fox. It is done.
I feel like you should be shooting out those little paper cards now.
Oh, should I have paper cards? You mean like this?
Like those little fortune teller machines.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, like this.
There we go.
There you go. There you go. I don't know. Yeah, so there you go. We've made our bullshit predictions. Now, come. See how I'm doing with at the video camera now. Come, 500,000 people and watch our show. Come.
The veil is thin.
The veil is thin, and we've made our predictions. Aliens on the White House lawn, forming a galactic coalition, and we shall be able to walk between the realms in January.
Humans and spirits are one.
That's right. Isn't that cool? In other news, we've in the last year here, Mallie, we've talked about, I should say last year, but it's really only been about 9 months. We've had records declassified from the JFK assassination. We've had records declassified from Martin Luther King. And it turns out now that the Trump administration is setting to declassify secret government records on Amelia Earhart.
Okay.
Would you think there's anything left of that case to declassify?
Well, Probably not. I mean, I think, did you ever see that photo of was it the Japanese where they've got I think it's like the picture of her?
Is it this one?
No, it's where she's sitting on an island.
Oh, is it the one where she's deplaning on the island?
Yeah, it's like the Japanese found her. I think it's a Japanese.
I know the one you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because it was during the war, so they didn't really
Yeah.
say that they had her.
Right. No, I know the one you're talking about. Right. Well, President Trump has unexpectedly announced the move, which could help to solve the mystery once and for all, according to this article. More than 88 years after Amelia Earhart disappeared over the Pacific Ocean during an attempt to circumnavigate the globe in her Lockheed Model 10 Electra, the question of what happened to her continues to remain one of the biggest unanswered mysteries of the modern age. Despite numerous expeditions and several possible sightings of her plane's wreckage, the exact location of the crash, as well as whether Earhart survived, remains unknown. But this may all be set to change in the near future after President Trump announced that he was going to be ordering his administration to declassify secretive government records concerning Amelia Earhart's disappearance. She disappeared in the South Pacific while trying to become the first woman to fly around the world, he said. Amelia made it almost 3/4 of the way around the world before she suddenly and without notice vanished, never to be seen again. The announcement has come as something of a surprise, mainly because it wasn't clear that the U.S. government even had classified documents concerning the case. According to Trump, the files set to be released will include all government records related to Amelia Earhart, her final trip, and everything else about her. Whether these will actually help solve the mystery remains unclear, but they should at least be able to help bring some important new details to the table that could help investigators determine what exactly happened to her. I think you might be right, Mel. There might be something in there about her potentially landing in the South Pacific. I mean, at least there'd be some FBI or CIA files in there, maybe containing that photo.
Yeah, and that she became kind of like a prisoner of war.
Right. And maybe there might be something there about her potentially surviving a landing or maybe being taken prisoner, and might give some more clear details as to what happened when she landed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get some closure there. All right. This next story is about a 1 million year old skull, which may push human origins back by 400,000 years. There's a picture of that skull right there.
Oh, looks like it's been squished.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It looks like somebody stepped on it. Although it looks more like a gorilla skull. A new analysis of a skull found in China has rewritten the history books on when and where modern humans arose. Known as Yongjian 2, the skull, which was discovered in China, dates back 1 million years and has long been thought to belong to a more primitive species of the human known as Homo erectus. I said erectus.
I knew you were going to chuckle.
Yeah. Now, however, a brand new analysis of the skull has suggested that it instead belonged to Homo longi, also known as Dragon Man, which has close ties to the Denisovans. Someone's going to tell me I said that wrong. If true, this would date the skulls near to the time when our ancestors diverged into three distinct groups: the Denisovans, the Neanderthals, and most modern humans, while also pushing back the date of our own species' emergence by some 400,000 years. It also adds credence to the idea that our species arose in Asia, not Africa. This changes a lot of thinking because it suggests that by 1 million years ago, our ancestors had already split into distinctive groups, pointing to a much earlier and more complex human evolutionary split than previously believed, said Professor Chris Stringer of the Natural History Museum in London. It more or less doubles the time of origin of Homo sapiens. This fossil is the closest that we've got to the ancestors of all those groups. So we might have been dragon men at one time.
Might have been what?
Dragon men.
Ah, gotcha.
Homo longi. Dragon men.
Malanga.
Homo longi. Dragon men. Dragon men, Mallie. Well, if that doesn't strain your brain, this will.
Okay.
Supposedly, changing clocks from daylight savings time is linked to potentially deadly brain conditions that is threatening 300,000 Americans. I don't know. How do you feel about changing the clock at daylight savings time?
It doesn't bother me. But then what do you do with people that, travel? And you have different time zones.
Yeah. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but some people really have a hard time with changing the clocks forward and backward.
I mean, when you lose an hour and you have to go to work, because I'm a night owl, so that it hits me harder in the morning.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but you get over
every morning hits me hard. So
yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Mornings hit me hard in general.
Yeah.
But you get over it after a couple days,
Yeah.
right? I mean, eventually you catch up. I mean, that's, yeah. It says here that changing clocks twice a year could be putting 300,000 Americans at risk of a potentially fatal stroke each year. That's kind of serious.
Yeah.
A new study conducted by Stanford medicine researchers found that switching between daylight savings time and standard time disrupted the body's internal clock by forcing it to adjust too often to changes in light and darkness. Daylight savings time is when clocks are set forward 1 hour in the spring to give more evening light and back 1 hour in the fall to return to standard time. Thank you, genius, for telling us that. The next change is set for November 2nd at 2 a.m. in each time zone. However, scientists discovered that this disruption weakens the circadian rhythm, the body's internal 24-hour clock that relies on morning light to regulate your bodily functions and stay healthy. While simulating what would happen if the U.S. decided to make the standard time permanent after falling back in November, estimates showed the change would could prevent about 300,000 stroke cases annually by reducing this circadian strain. Interesting. Switching to permanent daylight savings time was less effective because it prioritized evening light over morning light, but it still prevented around 220,000 strokes compared to constantly resetting the clocks every few months. Dr. Jamie Zeitzer, who's professor of psychiatry and behavioral sciences, said staying in standard time or staying in daylight savings time definitely is better than switching twice a year. A stroke occurs when blood flow to the brain is blocked or a blood vessel bursts, damaging brain cells and potentially causing death. According to the CDC, about 795,000 strokes occur annually in the U.S., with 185,000 being fatal. The strain of changing clocks puts on circadian rhythms. It can lead to strokes by increasing blood pressure and inflammation in the brain. Since the sudden 1 hour shifts forces the internal clock to adjust unnaturally, the body struggles to maintain its natural processes, especially when light exposure is misaligned in the morning and evening. Zeitzer and co-study author Laura Weed, a graduate study in bioengineering, found this misalignment caused an increasing circadian burden of adjustment each year. Circadian burden which is a great band name, by the way, Circadian Burden, refers to the total amount of adjustment or shifting that the body's internal 24-hour clock must undergo to stay synchronized with the person's everyday environment. This burden was measured in hours over a year and reflected how much the body's natural clock has to adapt to align with the regular schedules of society, such as work routines or school routines. The biannual switching, or BAS, added the most strain, 21 hours, compared to permanent standard time, or daylight savings time. Do you really think it causes strokes?
No.
I don't think it causes strokes.
There are a lot of things that causes strokes, so I think they're just...
I think it causes a lot of inconvenience, but I don't know about strokes.
Yeah. Oh, and for those people that are probably going to say Amelia Earhart didn't disappear during World War II, yes, you're correct. For some odd reason, I was thinking she disappeared a little bit later on, but she disappeared in 1937.
Yeah, there you go.
I was thinking 39 or 40, so I was wrong.
No, that's all right.
I know, but I figured you're probably going to get people. She needs to know when she disappeared.
You don't need to know everything in the world.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you corrected yourself. There you go. All right.
I know my name. That's all I need to know.
That's right. At least you know your name and your birth date and your social security number. If you know that, you're getting through life. All right. And finally, Mallie, here's her palate cleanser for today. I said, giddy up, little doggy. Mm-hmm. And I literally mean little doggy. Here's the little doggy right there. See?
I see a butt.
You see?
Oh, there we go. The way the light was hitting it. Yes. Like, that's a horse. That's not a dog.
Yeah, it's a little doggy, little horsey. A woman was fined after transporting a pony in the back of her car.
Oh, wait, why is she fined, though?
I'll tell you. The bizarre incident happened in Germany where the vehicle was pulled over by police who spotted the animal in the back. See, we don't get fined for putting a doggy in the back of the car, but we do when we put a pony in the back of the car. I don't know why. It's a
little miniature horse.
It is. It's a little miniature pony.
Are they saying she was endangering it because it wasn't like seatbelted in or something?
Well, let's see. We've heard about some strange things on the roads over the year, from alien mannequins to in the passenger seat to a man who claimed that his erratic driving was down to the fact that he had been teaching his dog, who was sat on his lap, how to control the car. This bizarre story, the latest one, comes from Alsdorf, Germany, where a woman in a pink car was stopped by police after it was found that she was transporting a pony in the back of it. She had folded down the back seats to make room and had covered the floor with straw, while the animal itself was chained to a metal ring to stop it from moving around so much. Officers had argued that the situation was fundamentally unsafe, not just for the pony, but also for the woman and other drivers, as the animal was quite heavy and could have caused an accident.
Okay.
Even transporting a dog in this way would have been considered inappropriate. In the end, the woman refused to cooperate with officers and wouldn't pay the €35 fine. As a result, she would now likely face an even steeper penalty for her actions. You can't transport a horse that way.
Yeah.
Not even a little pony. So there you go. That's your palate cleanser for today.
Gotcha.
All right, Mallie. Mm-hmm. What do we got going on in your world?
I am just preparing for the cemetery walk in the lovely city of Wyandotte, Michigan.
Excellent.
So yes, we are getting ready for that. And yeah, just got done finishing going over evidence of an investigation I just went over and caught some really cool things. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah.
Very cool. We could still see you on the Science Channel as well, right?
Yeah.
On Strange Evidence. So look for Mallie in your local listings of Strange Evidence on the Science Channel. So check her out there. Also, folks, what was I going to say? I'm drawing a blank here, Mel.
What about you? Anything new going on for you?
My chipmunks is going to go to bed in October.
Oh.
I know that much. I know Spuddy's getting ready. She's gathering seeds like there's no tomorrow. So I think she's been behind because she's been a lazy chipmunk all season. So yes, she's behind. So so she's in slam mode right now. So she's going through a lot of seeds right now. I know that has nothing to do with what's going on and what's on top of us, but I just have to give Spud's promo. Spud's promo is yikes. That's Spud's promo right now. Yeah. Yeah. So Spud wanted me to pass that along.
Have you decorated for Halloween yet? I've just started. We just started pulling out all the stuff from the basement.
No, but you know what I did get the other day? Which I'm thinking this is what brought up Spud, and I'm thinking about scaring the hell out of her in the garage. When I was at the AMC movie theater to unfortunately watch Him the other day. You know, the movie Him with Marlon Wayans.
Oh, yeah, I haven't I have no desire to see that.
Oh, it's rough.
Okay.
They have, AMC and all these different movie theaters now are selling exclusive popcorn buckets. This is like the new thing now, right? Every movie has a popcorn bucket coming out. Spinal Tap has a popcorn bucket. You turn up to 11, right? Mm-hmm. The Fantastic Four movie has and I want this popcorn bucket so bad, but it's way too expensive. They have a Galactus head popcorn bucket with neon LED, eyes for lights, right? Or lights for eyes. The Naked Gun movie. Did you see the Naked Gun movie?
No.
Okay. So the Naked Gun movie with Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson had a throwback to you remember the stuffed beaver in the original Naked Gun?
No.
Do you remember the joke between Priscilla Presley and what's his name?
The white-haired dude?
Yes. Yeah. Remember
Leslie Nielsen?
Yes, Leslie Nielsen. Thank you. You remember the nice beaver joke?
Kinda.
Okay.
I mean, I saw the movie, but it was so long ago.
Okay. So they do a throwback to that beaver joke, and they have another beaver in the movie.
Okay.
They've made a popcorn bucket that's a little plastic beaver.
Okay.
And he's just kind of sitting on a log, and it's basically the beaver from the movie.
Okay.
That sits up on a shelf in a bar. But you open up the back of it in order to put popcorn in it. I thought it was the funniest and the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. So I got one.
All right. How much was it?
It's like 20 some bucks.
Okay.
It was,
but it's plastic, right? So you can reuse it over and over again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you also get I think it's like fillable popcorn every time you bring it in. They fill your popcorn.
Oh, okay.
They fill your bucket if you choose to use it, right?
All right.
So my whole thing was, wouldn't it be funny? My bad sense of humor. Just one day, bring that thing out to the garage and set it in front of Spuddy's dishes.
Oh, mean.
Just to see if Spuddy would go, what in the actual shit?
Right.
Now that's a Halloween scare, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you might give it a heart attack. And then what are you going to talk about?
I'd just say, Spuddy, did you make a new friend? She'd probably knock that thing over or attack it. Mm-hmm. I just think it'd be funny. But that, see, that's why I don't have kids. But, anyway. Yeah. So, long story longer. Anywho. So what do I have going on? Nothing but mayhem and trouble. That's what I have going on.
Gotcha.
Just a reminder, check the events page, folks. 2 trips, Mysterious Adventures Tours. The first one with Dacre Stoker and Romania for Halloween. There's still time to get in on it. You can pay on a payment plan. You get flexible payment plans for both Romania and for Ireland with Brian J. Cano. Also, there's trips coming up in the future. There might be somebody from the show involved in some of those trips. Check them out, but you can only check them out by going to darknessradioshow.com, clicking on those links. Check it out. Just
very cool.
Right? But the Puka Festival in Ireland, where it all started, man, I'm telling you, these trips are amazing. And Maria does an amazing job at putting these trips together. So, and again, there's a payment plan. So get your passport out. Go live life. Go have a good time. Go celebrate Halloween in either Romania or Ireland. All right. With that, the reminder, Apple is coming out with a brand new iOS and operating system and a brand new iPhone this month. With that, it's going to be time to update the Darkness Radio Apple app soon. So keep in mind and bear with us. We may be updating that app here this month. There may be some issues, but let us know if you are having issues with your app. We may be doing some updating this month, but look for a potential update this month. when that comes, we'll let you know. Update the app. That's issue number 2, or point number 2. Number 3, tomorrow on the big show, I'm going to hold up the book right here because I have it right here. An old friend is with us tomorrow, Jeff Belanger. The name of the book is Wicked Strange, and it's a good one. I want you guys to go tonight to wherever you get your books, whether it be your local fine bookseller or if it is online. Wicked Strange, your guide to ghosts, monsters, oddities, and urban legends from New England. It's Jeff Belanger along with Frank Grace, who took the photographs for this wonderful book. Either get it digitally, or I would recommend getting the hard copy of this book because it is so good. And honestly, folks, get the hard copy of this book and put it on your coffee table because you're going to love this book. Great stories. Jeff is an excellent storyteller and wonderful photographs from Frank Grace. But Jeff is with us tomorrow, and we are going to talk about New England and some of the odd stories of ghost monsters and oddities and urban legends from New England. Good show tomorrow, right here on Darkness Radio. So that'll do it for today. For Mallie Fox, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much, folks, for continuing to support us. Again, we've mentioned it on social media. FeedSpot has named us number 2 now in the top 100 paranormal podcasts for 2025. MillionPodcast.com has us, I believe, number 2 or number 3 in their top 100 paranormal podcasts of 2025. The fact of the matter is we don't get there without you, the listening and viewing audience. You guys are into what we're doing here. We love you guys for continuing to support us. We can't do it without you. If you love what we're doing, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a relative, tell whoever it is you're working with that there's this great show that you're into and you want them to check it out. So please, spread the word and let them know that you're a big fan of Darkness Radio and that you want them to check it out as well. So if you do us that favor, we'll love you forever, we promise. That's all we can say. So thank you so much for supporting us. And we've got some great stuff coming up in October, folks, for you. So we guarantee you that. So again, folks, thank you. For Mallie Fox, I'm Tim Dennis. We'll see you tomorrow for Jeff Belanger right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio.